Welcome to everyone. I am absolutely thrilled to welcome all of you on this amazing day. Before we begin the meditation, I would like you to understand energies that we are going to be accessing and what this meditation is all about, so that you know exactly what you are doing and why you are doing this. First, I want to start with the DNA codes that we all have, because today we're going to be activating a few of these DNA codes. Just as an architect has a blueprint which he or she draws up in order to understand how to build the structure, we have a DNA code. These DNA codes form our soul blueprint. They construct the structure that we are. By that, I do not only mean the physical structure. The DNA codes construct us physically, but they also construct us emotionally, mentally, psychologically, and spiritually. We are who we are. We are what we are because of our DNA coding. What do these DNA codes consist of? Of course, they consist of molecules, but I'm going beyond the proteins and the molecules. The DNA codes have our energy imprints, the fingerprints and the footprints that we have left behind in all our incarnations. Yes, all our incarnations. Every time you were born, where you were born, to whom you were born, and what gender you were born in was completely immaterial to the DNA. But the DNA ruled your every incarnation. It made you the person you were, just as today it makes you the person you are. The DNA codes determined how you acted, how you reacted, how you responded to triggers, how you processed information, how you communicated, how you resolved or didn't resolve trauma, and so much more. All of this information lies in our DNA codes. Scientists have only looked at a bare minimum of these codes. In fact, they have called the rest of the DNA that they don't understand, they have called it junk DNA. Yeah, junk. Because to science, if they don't understand it, it means it's rubbish. But this has changed. In the recent past, even scientists have begun to see that the DNA strands that they do not yet understand are not really junk DNA. They've begun to agree and admit that what they do not understand still has a huge bearing upon who we are as human beings and how we react. This so-called junk DNA rules our emotions, our thoughts, our attitudes, our reactions, and our responses. They hold information about our ancestral history. They hold information about every single soul contract that you have ever been in all incarnations. They hold information about past life vows that you may have taken, which are still present and active within you. They hold information about your emotional setup, your emotional framework. They hold information about your mental framework and psychological networking within you. All of this information is stored in that part of the DNA which science has still not been able to understand, because the minuscule part of the DNA that science does understand only defines who we are as physical beings. Science is unable to decode that information from the DNA structure, which determines who we are emotionally, mentally, psychologically, and spiritually. Your DNA codes know exactly where you are on the scale of spiritual evolution. When the DNA knows all that there is to know about us, it stands to reason that the more we know about our DNA, the more we shall be able to know about who we intrinsically are. And there is a branch of science that is now very clearly and strongly working upon this. And this branch of science is known as epigenetics. Epigenetics has been able to find out that there is so much information within us that is inherited. This is where we come to the crux of the matter. There is so much information within us that is inherited, that we may have never experienced ourselves as human beings, but which we have inherited from our ancestors. And because it lies unhealed, it is still a part of our DNA coding. Till as long as we live on with these ancestral patterns, with our own soul contracts, soul vows, with our own karmic templates, with our own energy imprints in the emotional body, mental body, we shall not be able to move on spiritually, because the codes that rule our spiritual evolution are activated when the codes that rule our emotions, our mental body, the psychological body, when these codes are active, strong, and positive. So if we want to spiritually grow, if we would like to spiritually advance, instead of working on our spiritual growth, we must work on our emotional and mental growth. JadeFire has made me understand in the recent past that we have been getting it all wrong. We have done so much work on our spiritual growth, believing that if we do work on our spiritual energies, our emotional and mental energies will take care of themselves. And he says that is absolutely not true. It is as much our responsibility to clear the emotional, mental, and psychological bodies as it is to work upon spiritual evolution. So today we are going to use the energies of Sirius, the cosmic sun, the spiritual sun. We are going to use the energies of the zodiac sign Leo, which gives us confidence, which brings forth from us our divine power, our personal authority. We are going to balance the energies of the sun by also drawing in the energies of the sturgeon moon. And why is the sturgeon moon important? The sturgeon is a fish that lives in dark, murky waters. It finds its way out through murkiness, through muddiness. From the dark waters that it lives in fact, thrives in, it finds its way through life, through those waters. And that is why the sturgeon moon is so significant, metaphorically significant. We have to use the radiance of Sirius, the spiritual sun. We have to use the strength and courage of Leo to swim through our own murky waters. And because this day falls upon 8/8, 8 being the sign of abundance, 8 being the sign of balance between the material and spiritual world, 8 being the sign of prosperity, of expansion. The murkiness that we are going to swim through today are all those blocks that are stopping us from activating our own potential for unlimited, for limitless abundance. That is our potential, limitless abundance. But standing in the way of that limitless abundance is the scarcity mindset. And the scarcity mindset, as many of us already know, is not only to do with money, is not only to do with wealth and prosperity. The scarcity mindset is about what you think of yourself, how you perceive the world around you. Do you believe that you have the divine right to get whatever it is that you should ask for your well-being? Do you believe that there is plenty in the world to go around, not only for you, but for every living being on this earth? Do you believe in plenitude? Or do you believe in lack? Do you believe that things will not come to you? Do you believe that you have to work very, very hard for anything to be of positive value in your life? These thought processes and attitudes that we hold lie within our DNA. Some of these are our own. the personal experiences that we have gone through, not only in this lifetime, but the personal experiences we have gone through in so many embodiments, so many that we have lost count. But an equally large part of these energy imprints in our DNA codes are what I had said earlier, are what we have inherited from our ancestors. So epigenetics has found an interesting fact. They have studied groups of people. One group had persons whose ancestors had lived through a certain kind of trauma. Let us say war, genocide. They had another group whose ancestors had lived through a completely different kind of trauma. Let us assume slavery, bondage. They had a third group where the ancestors did not seem to have lived through any huge traumatic events. And they found that the way the persons in these groups reacted to the same triggers was entirely different. So epigenetics says that the way I will respond to a certain kind of event will be entirely different from how you react or how a third person responds. And the reason why we all react differently to the same triggers is because we have differing ancestral patterns within us. Our ancestors have gone through history, which we may not even know about, which we may have just a superficial idea about. And when I say ancestors, I'm not only looking at our parents and our grandparents. I'm looking at the lineage that goes way before even our great grandparents. So it is very, very likely that we do not know our history at all. We don't. We do not know what our great, 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 great grandparents went through. But whatever they did go through, the trauma that they did experience was passed down the line. And if it was not healed at some point in that line, it has come down to you. It has come down to me. And sometimes we sit back and we ask ourselves, why do I react in this way? Why do I behave in this way? Why do I have this mindset? Why do I have this attitude? I don't understand that about me. It could probably be that it is an ancestral pattern within you. And one thing is for sure, all our ancestors, and I don't think I would be wrong if I used the word all our ancestors have lived through times in history that have been particularly difficult. They have lived through fires, they have lived through floods, they have lived through famine, they have lived through war, they have lived through genocide, they have lived through slavery, they have lived through burning witches at the stake. They have lived through so much that you and I are really blessed that we do not have such traumatic lives. But because they lived through those, their DNA carries those imprints. And as their descendants, we inherit those imprints in our own DNA coding. So now the play gets even more interesting. Now you and I don't only have to clear our own crap. We have to clear theirs as well. And no, you may not want to clear theirs. But then what you are doing is passing it down to your children and to their children and to their children. The question you have to ask is, does it stop here? Do I choose to make it stop here? Do I want to be the turning point in the lineage? And if your answer is yes, then today's meditation is exactly what you need at this time. Because we are going to look at a very, very deep energy imprint that every single one of us has, and that is the scarcity mindset. Added to that, a large number of us have also been burdened by vows of poverty that we might have taken in some lifetime or another. You and I may not even know about these vows, but we know that there is something coming in the way of our fulfillment, that there is something coming in the way of our abundance, whether it be abundance of health, whether it be abundance of money, whether it be abundance of healthy, loving relationships. It may be anything, but it's coming in the way of abundance. And it all springs from this scarcity mindset that most definitely is a gift given to us by our ancestors. The scarcity mindset that we too have developed, and maybe the vows of poverty, the vows of chastity, the vows of devotion that we might have taken, the vows of silence. So today we are going to use the energies of Sirius and Leo and the moon to activate some of our DNA codes that hold this information. Does this mean that you will get consciously aware of what you are healing? Most probably not. We are not here to have past life recollections. Thank God we are not here for that. We have enough to deal with in our current lives. At the end of this meditation, please do not believe that in 24 hours or 48 hours or 56 hours, you are suddenly going to find some miracle at your doorstep. It probably won't happen. What we are going to do is turn on a light. You know, some of us have these light monitors in our homes where we can make the light as dim or as bright as we choose. Today, we are going to turn them a little to make the light a little bit brighter. As you continue with the awareness that now you have chosen from today onwards to work upon the blocks that stop your abundance activation, your awareness is going to continue to turn that switch and make it brighter and brighter through the coming weeks, through the coming months. So if you persist with this, you will most certainly find a difference somewhere in the near future. What are the codes that you will activate? I don't have the answer. But I know one thing, that the codes that I activate may not be the same codes that you activate. And the codes that you activate may not be the same codes that someone else activates. Our souls shall activate those DNA codes that are most appropriate for us today in the here and now. Our DNA codes shall activate so that those blocks that are most strongly standing in our way are cleared in the days, weeks, and months to come. Before we move any further, let us affirm strongly, and please say this aloud and repeat this after me. I release all scarcity codes inherited through my lineage and soul memory. I activate the divine abundance codes that lie naturally encoded within me. I am safe to receive. I am worthy of overflow, the overflow of abundance. And now I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and get ready for the meditation. As our codes activate and release takes place, you may find that you are burping or passing wind or coughing or sneezing. Please allow that to happen. Don't stop it. Don't suppress it. You may find certain parts of your body giving you a sharp pain. Don't get distracted by that pain. It's just your body telling you that this is the area where the energy is particularly blocked. Close your eyes and visualize golden light from the spiritual sun pouring into your crown. See yourself standing underneath a large gateway of light, golden light. This gateway is a sacred space. This is where you can make your intention. Make your intention for this meditation in this sacred space – and anchor your desires here. in this sacred portal. Before moving further, embrace your inner authority. Feel your strength. Experience your power. Choose to release the suppression, the habit of shrinking so that someone else is more comfortable. As you continue to receive the golden energies of the cosmic sun, we balance these energies by connecting to the silver energies of the moon. And here you are receiving solar energies and lunar energies in this sacred portal. And say aloud, I stand in this cosmic portal. My heart wide open, ready to release the scarcity mindset and all other hurdles that block my path to abundance activation. I receive the wisdom of the stars, the strength of the sun, and the blessings of the moon. I am aligned with my highest consciousness. I release all energy that is not mine. I root into the earth. And at this time, take a few slow, deep breaths, breathing in through your nose, very slowly, very deeply into your belly, and breathing out through your mouth, again slowly, completely, releasing all the stale air. Take a few such deep, slow breaths, and simultaneously visualize golden roots extending from the base of your spine and the soles of your feet, and going deep into the core of the earth. Breathe and ground and center yourself. And now we begin to activate those DNA codes that hold within them the scarcity energy, a mindset, a pattern that we have inherited from our ancestors, that we have learned. But in this moment, in this now, choose truth, choose abundance. Recognize that you have lived long enough with scarcity. You are ready to release it. Make that your strong intention. The energies of the sun and the moon activate those DNA codes that hold this energy. Imagine a very thick, dark fog around your body and inside your body. This fog represents your scarcity beliefs. Breathe in the energy of the sun and push out the fog. Breathe in the energy of the moon and push out the fog. I activate the DNA codes that hold the scarcity beliefs, stating firmly and strongly that I release in the here and the now all ancestral scarcity programming. I release the fear of not having or not being enough. I release vows of poverty from this lifetime and any other lifetime. As you make these strong affirmations, lightning bolts of violet light come into you, striking your emotional body, mental body, psychological body, strongly entering your DNA codes, awakening them, activating them. The violet light burns away the scarcity programming. Clearing your DNA of these ancestral patterns and personal wounds. Breathe in the energy of the sun. Breathe in the energy of the moon. Experience the radiance of the portal that you are standing within. And open your heart and allow the release to take place. What was true for your ancestors is not true for you anymore. What was true for you once is not true for you now. State your willingness to activate your body's prosperity channel, the natural DNA codes of abundance. State strongly, I awaken my inner channel for flow, wealth, and divine provision. Take in the energies of the moon into your root chakra, and take in the energies of the sun, the spiritual sun, into your solar plexus chakra. Feel yourself growing stronger within. Experience how strong you are. Experience yourself as a being of divine authority, confidence, creativity. I am safe. I can provide all that I need for myself. My power creates my prosperity. My power creates my health. My power creates my relationships. My power creates my abundance. A strong surge of violet light enters the root chakra and the solar plexus chakra. shifting the energies there and activating the DNA codes that align with these chakras. As the violet light continues its work, you are now receiving divine frequencies that are coming to you from the spiritual sun and from the energies of the moon. Receive these new frequencies into your body. These new frequencies also enter your DNA strands and your cells. If you need a visualization of these divine frequencies, you can visualize a golden waterfall thundering down upon you. You are safe as you feel this waterfall falling upon you with power and might. This waterfall is symbolic of liquid light frequencies that enter your crown chakra and now fill your entire body. Abundance is my nature. Abundance flows to me with ease and joy. I not only hold abundance, but I share it with all. Let these affirmations sink in vibrationally. As these affirmations begin to vibrate within you, your prosperity codes are being rewired. Your abundance activation is underway. We shall now use the power of sound to further this DNA activation, to anchor it and seal it. Sit silently and receive the sound. Rama Dasa Sa Se Sohang. Tasa Sa Se Soham Rama Dasa Sa Se Soham Rama Tasa Sa Se Soham Rama Dasa Sa Se Soham Rama Tasa Sa Se Soham Rama Tasa Sa Se Soham. Sit in silence and allow the vibrations of this sound to work its magic within your body, within your emotional field, mental field, and psychological field, as also work its magic in your DNA strands. Though you cannot see it now, your auric field is a bright gold color. Let your palms be turned upwards. Let them face upwards and whisper to yourself, I allow, I receive, I embody abundance. Divine Source, I am sorry for ever believing that I am separate from abundance. Please forgive the parts of me that forgot my worth. Thank you for restoring my truth and flow. I love you, abundance. I welcome you home. Divine Source, I am sorry for ever believing that I am separate from abundance. Please forgive the parts of me that forgot my worth. Thank you for restoring my truth and flow. I love you, abundance. I welcome you home. Divine Source, I am sorry for ever believing that I am separate from abundance. Please forgive the parts of me that forgot my worth. Thank you for restoring my truth and flow. I love you, abundance. I welcome you home. I now want you to think of 2 or 3 persons whom you have allowed to abuse you, to mistreat you, whom you have allowed to dishonor you and disrespect you. You have suppressed your voice and made their voice become even louder and more violent, more abusive, more disrespectful. Think of these 2 or 3 persons. And use the energy of sound to cut your cords with these persons, so that you never allow your energies to be abused again, suppressed again. When you allow such abuse, such suppression, you further your scarcity mindset, and abundance goes even further away from you. Choose to remove yourself from their energy disrespect, their energy dishonor, their energy suppression of you. Rama Dasa Sase Soham Rama Dasa Sase Soham Rama Dasa Sa se Soham. Turn away from these energies. Rama Tasa Sa Se Soham. Rama Tasa Sa Se Soham. By turning away from these energies, you are making a choice not to allow the disrespect, the abuse, the suppression to go on any longer. You are making a choice to not add to your scarcity mindset. You are making a choice to choose yourself, to place yourself first. And as we end this meditation, let us pray together. Divine Source, I remember now who I am. I am not lack. I am limitless. I choose to break every chain of fear and of not being enough. I choose to fill myself with trust, wisdom, and overflow. I open my hands, my heart, my life to receive, to give, to share. I am abundance, and so am I, and so am I, and so am I. The energies of the full moon are radiant and strong till the night of the 10th. If you can repeat this meditation again tomorrow night and the night of the 10th, you will take your activation process much further than it has gone right now the first time. Through the coming days, what I would suggest is this. For not everyone does scarcity manifest as difficulty in getting money. For some, it certainly does. But very often, scarcity also manifests as lack of health, lack of happy relationships, lack of the kind of success that you dream about. When we seek abundance, we are seeking, we are choosing an all-embracing umbrella, something that covers all aspects of our life. JadeFire has made me understand that we may work very diligently upon our inner child healing. But if our DNA still continues to hold the inherited and the learned codes of scarcity, it will become well nigh impossible to reach that place that is entirely empty of templates, entirely empty of wounds, patterns. We have to choose that the inherited patterns stop here, that we are not allowing them to go any further. Because if we do, we are 100% going to return in another embodiment with these same patterns. I don't think any of us desire to do this. And this time period on earth is the first time, and listen to this really carefully because JadeFire was so emphatic when he shared this with me. It's the first time on earth that such a time has come when the energies not only permit, but they encourage and they aid you to release the ancestral past, to release your past trauma, to release your soul contracts, to release your vows. Never, never, never in the time history of Earth has this kind of energy convergence. And I'm not just talking of today. I'm talking about this time of energy. It has never happened and it will never happen again in our lifetime. We are looking at the next 2 years, 3 years of tremendously powerful energies. Whatever we choose to release, we can do it now. Whatever we choose to activate within us, we can do it now. The only thing standing in the way is your lack of belief in yourself. If you have done this meditation, but you have stopped believing in yourself that you can do this, that you are here today in order to gather that authority. You have been drawn to this meditation for this. Your soul has said, do this. You can do it. It is your time. So make it happen for yourself. Because I know you can. You have to know that you can. Big hug to all of you. Love you all. And have an amazing, amazingly joyful, radiant cosmic convergence.